And the Minerals Council is part of the Osage Nation, and it is you manage the mineral estate on the traditional lands in Osage County. There's a fascinating history of mineral rights in America generally. J. Paul Getty, the famous oil man, said that what the meek shall inherit the earth, but not the mineral rights.
Right.
But the Osages have a unique history and a proud history. They bought that Osage County from the Cherokee Nation in the late 1800s. Tell me about, if you would, the history of the minerals estate and how it was James Bigheart, I believe, who negotiated that the mineral estate stayed with the tribe. Can you just walk us briefly through that history, because it's important history to understand?
Yes, sir. 1881 Constitution of the Osage Nation was established here on our reservation. The commitment to it stayed until we actually had 1896 discovery of the oil on our reservation. The unique part is that we picked this spot so no one would want to plow it. We had just left Kansas and terrible issues up there, as in Missouri and Arkansas. The situation that came up then was the United States government was a Department of War, and then we always had them as established under the Bureau of Indian Affairs. That triggered some initiation over the leasing of these properties. They ran into such a foul that they had to bring in the 1906 Allotment Act, and that's when James Bigheart, our chief, had been designated to go into there and negotiate for us. He was well educated and well beloved here. I still deal with his grandchildren, and they're wonderful. But he had a foresight to look into getting us some requirements, because this was fee simple property. And this land we're on here is not the first time we saw it. It was on Aboriginal hunting properties of ours. The Cherokees were moved in 1823. We purchased this in late 70s, and that's when this initiated under this Allotment Act. They 1906 allowed the last members of the tribe to be identified from a ration roll, and there was 2,229 participants, and they were all delivered acreage and a headright and any surplus land. And that was key to our allotment, is that we left no surplus land. As you well know, immediately afterwards, you become a state of Oklahoma and you give away all that Indian land that you didn't own and have the land run. So we were under a different aspects, and a lot of it was because we had been initiated with the Department of War. So they had some folks after the Civil War that recognized all we had done. We were at Braddock's defeat in 1754. We had known this newcomer, and what the position was for the Osage is to better have an established homeland. We had already been ceded 2 states, and then we were put on a strip in Kansas, which I think is funny when you bring up Rockefeller and some of the others. They had problems here because they had to get us out of Kansas to put that railway in.
Right.
And that's how we ended up with 1.5 approximately million acres here in the Osage Reservation.